one nun in, I'm going on with my calendar again. Sorry, you want it or not? Okay, then. But I told you this story already. It's just an example again, you know, like there was one nun in Melli, huh? She doesn't eat for many long years already. People come every Sunday, maybe one bus full. When they are just to worship her or maybe just to be there and take her blessing. She doesn't even talk. She doesn't even preach. She just uses her gesture to tell people to recite Amitabha Buddha. That's all she does. Oh, when I was there, that's all she did. And how many people do anything? I was the only one that asked her how to be breatharian like her, and she was very happy. Other people, they think it's impossible. They don't even ask. They can't even be vegetarian, according to her teaching, not to talk about being breatharian like her. Waterian. And she told me, go step by step. And then I really can. Yeah, I really can. At that time, whenever I look at the food, I feel it's not clean. It's not easy for me to eat. I did not know that I could be breatharian already at that time. I didn't think. And then I could not eat anything anymore. I don't feel like eating. And then I just stopped. I did not stop until somebody provoked me. You know, the abbot told me, oh, you eat only one time a day, but you eat like 3 meals together. I said, oh, yeah? Well, you eat 6 meals. And never mind. And then from that day, I just stopped. I didn't eat anything. Everybody was so scared because I continued working, you know, like cleaning the houses or doing any chores that I should do in the temple. I was alone. And then they were very afraid that I might die or something. They keep asking, you don't eat, but you still working? I say, yeah. I don't eat if I don't want to. I eat if I want to. And they will keep looking at me all the time, you know, until I could not bear it anymore. So I go back to normal. Yeah. It's very simple at that time. I did not prepare nothing. I did not go through 21 days period or nothing. I just like that. That day, no more. I don't feel anything. Don't feel like I missed something or like desiring for food. If I desired for food, it would be terrible. It wasn't. It wasn't any desire. It's so easy to transit, just jump from one to another. Oh, I thought, wow, this piece of cake. At that time, I don't have any disciple. I do anything I wanted. Life is more simple. No worry, no care in the world, and whatever I wanted come true. But I don't even want much. Just some small thing daily, you know, like something if I cannot have it, then I say, I wish I could have that, and then it will come. Just like that. Now I wish to see somebody, even though they're far away from thousands of miles away from other countries, from Europe, they will come see me. I just think, and then it come true all the time. And now I pray, I beg, and I don't know if it's coming or not. And now I don't care no more. I don't even wish for anything. Hey, whatever happened, happened. At that time, I did not do all that on purpose. I did not. It's just so easy. Life was so easy. Even I just don't want to eat anymore, I just don't. Imagine that. Now you can try. Even after 21 days, you still cannot stay breatharian. Maybe you take food and then slowly maybe, but it's not that easy. And now that I wonder, how easy was that for me? Now that I wonder, before for me is no problem. Because anything I want, it will happen immediately. Nowadays, maybe I wait for a couple of thousand years or something, if something to happen. Yeah, I have to meditate a lot. Do retreat a lot. Then maybe things will come slowly. Not so easy like before. But it's just different. At that time, life is easy for me only, but not significantly helpful to the world. So now, life is not all that difficult for me. It's not all that easy like before. Because before I lived like in a fairy tale, whatever I think, just come. I don't even wish. It's just a splitting thought, and then it will come. Of course, I didn't ever think of anything bad, thanks God. Otherwise, it's too easy to come true us. Never mind. Oh, I'm going on with calendar again. Okay, stop there. Now, did you try breatharian? Many of you, some of you try, right? Is it easy? Yes or no? No, no. I see many heads shaking. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, because of that, because I heard so many difficult stories about trying to go without food. Then I appreciated my time back then in New York. Living in New York City, in the temple, but in New York, surrounding with meat-eating people, all kind of people, Taiwanese who come and Chinese who come to the temple. But I have no desire for food at all. And when I get bored with foodless, I try the first meal. Everybody keeps staring at me and asking questions and talking behind me, and I thought maybe I don't eat. I wasn't hungry or wanting to eat anything. I don't know, just as natural as I quit, as natural I took food again. And then it tastes like dry grass. It tastes like nothing. Many days afterwards, and then I slowly get more used to with the taste. Otherwise I didn't like anything. But to go without food has some benefit, just for me, okay? Easy life. But to go with food is benefit more the multitude, more affinity with people, okay? Many people. Food is the most working cause of all the people. Everybody works because of food, and to produce food, to plant food, to process food, to transport food, to store food, to sell food, to buy food, to cook food, to wash food, is a lot of work. So when we eat a morsel of food in this world, we have created a lot of affinity with many, many people. Therefore, we must meditate more to repay their kindness. It's just not because we pay the money. Of course, that's good also. Not because we pay, then we are clear of karma. It's not like that. Okay, so I go back to India. Okay. So now this disciple or friend or companion of Mahavira was going near, very near, and goggling the face of that ascetic. And then he saw that the hermit was busy doing some strange penance. In India, they do many kind of penance, okay? You know already, right? I told many times. Some are hanging thing on their manly stuff to see on top of it. Some are sleeping on their nails bed. Some are making a lot of fire around them in the midday sun in summer. Some are standing on one leg often or all the time, yeah. Some don't eat, maybe only once a while. Some eat only once a day. Some eat very little. Some eat only when somebody feeds them. Believing that doing all this kind of hardship on themselves, they will get liberation or see God. Some don't even wear clothes. They renounce everything, absolutely. Even women, even ascetic women renunciate. They also wear nothing. Don't do that in Taiwan. Even if you clean your karma, the police will clean you. Huh? Okay? I'm not sure if it cleans any karma or not. But the police will give you some cleaning. In Taiwan, you cannot even go begging, like a nun or monks in India. You can do that only in a certain special occasion. Like once a year they make a ceremony to give a title to monks and nuns, yeah? Like if you want to be monks and nuns, then you apply, okay? And then that's like a shaving head ceremony, renunciate ceremony. Yeah, it takes maybe 2 months, right? I forgot. Those are 剃度呢？当和尚成大戒有多少个月？2个月哈？
有1个月，有2个月。
哦 ，OK。
戒期不一样。
1 or 2 months depends. And then at that time, after you finish your ceremony, then you can go out begging. Just symbolic, one time, no more. And then you have to either go into a temple somewhere to live, or live alone and practice by yourself, but not go out begging. In India, still can. That doesn't mean people will give them anything. Not necessary. I met one monk. 2 weeks he has nothing to eat because nobody gave him anything. And he had to try to sell something. And not many people buy either. Okay, so now, see, this ascetic, he was doing some strange penance. He was standing facing the sun with his head hanging down and arms straight up. Okay, we can imagine, each one imagine different. But the head hanging down, he's standing facing the sun and with his head hanging down and the both arms straight up. His hair was having very long strands and hanging on the ground like the roots of some old banyan tree. So, due to the heat of sun rays, small insects falling from his unkempt hair were writhing. And out of compassion, he was picking them up and putting them back into his dense locks of hair again. Oh, God forbid. Gaushalak could not control his laughter, seeing this strange activity. Jokingly, he said, "Oh, abode of insect." He called the ascetic the abode of insects. This is an insult. You don't say reverence this and that. I said, the abode of insects. Oh dear. What do you think you're doing? He asked. You are gathering insects and considering this act to be a penance? The hermit remained calm the first time. But when Gaushalak did not refrain from making biting remarks, the hermit looked at him with his burning eyes and said, "Oh, vicious person, my name is Vaisyayan Tapas, and I am the doom of ignorant fools like you." He got mad now. Instead of jolting him to sanity, this scornful comment drew an insulting laughter even more from Gaushalak. The hermit now took a few steps back and angrily started emitting fire from his mouth. Careful, I don't have any fire. But beware, there are some fire from hell that you cannot stop and I cannot stop. So he stepped back and then emitting fire from his mouth. So, you know, he did a lot of penance. So, of course, he will have some magic power like this, yes? The Buddha's disciples also have different magical powers. You know, good or not, they do have. Yes. Like sometimes they can fly in the air and then upper body can spray out water, or under body will spray out fire. For example, like that. Or walking through stones, walking through walls, walking through locked door, flying in the air, making fire out of nothing, walk on water. More or less this is the main thing, okay? I mean, well, I said I can do, yeah, but I don't. I cannot. I'm not allowed to do anything. What I mean is these are possible, okay? If you don't have other karmas influence, you can be a master and have all kind of magical power that is very suitable for you, convenient. It's just that these powers are not from astral power, so you can use it. Just like the disciples of the Buddhas, yeah, of the Buddha, Shakyamuni Buddha. One monk, he was a beggar, but then after he practiced just a short while, he can walk through stone already. walk me through stone or any obstacles. It's very convenient, in fact. Just if you are a master, it's difficult. You cannot. You sign to relinquish everything. You lose everything. Absolutely, you begin zero again. And then you may gain some again, but if you have a lot of disciples, you lose all the time. And you could lose everything also. It doesn't matter. Just in case you want to be a master and gather a lot of disciples and being famous and all that, think twice. People in this world are difficult to teach, to change. They might listen to you and clap their hands, but they don't understand what you're saying. And even maybe they understand just intellectually, not deeply, not enlighteningly. So very difficult to change their mind and their way of life. And for that, it costs you a lot. Because if they are your disciples, you accept them, whatever they do, you must try to help. So this miraculous power of emitting a fire from your mouth is called, it has a name, it's called Tejolesya, okay? Acquired through long and harsh penance. The Buddha has never condoned any practice of a magical power. These are not high power, okay? They are very low. And you can practice many years doing this penance like the tapas, ascetic here, then you can have quite a few powers. You can also walk on the water. The Buddha one time wanted to cross a river, and there was a boat, and he was about to cross with the boat. And then there was one guy next to the Buddha, he's showing off, you know, something like, how can the Buddha even walk through the river on the water? Why he has to take a boat? So the Buddha asked him, how many years you practice? And then he just walked on the water. You know that guy? Yeah, the one who talked to the Buddha, he walked on the water to show off. And the Buddha asked him, how many years? How long did you practice until you get this power? He said, about 25 years. So he said, I have only 25 corn. I can cross, you know, on the boat. The Buddha has always looked upon these children tricked with not very respectful attitude. He always told Maudalayana, tell him not to use magical power anymore, but he cannot help it. He get used to it. Yeah, he followed the Buddha, but he cannot forsake everything, except his hair and maybe his house. Yeah. So finally, he died by higher magical power. Maybe not higher, but they gathered together, many of them, to counter him alone. So he alone cannot, wasn't able to withstand their united power. Because they was very angry with him. Maybe many times he make fun of them or something, or defeated them. So they were very angry. Yeah. So finally they gathered together, different sects, and then they killed him. He died tragically, you know already, right? I told you already. So within no time, a ball of fire rushed towards Gaushalak, who retreated with fear and ran to Mahavira shouting in panic, Sire, Sire, save me, this tapas will burn me. So when he reached Mahavira, Gaushalak fell at his feet. Hearing the pathetic call of Gaushalak, Mahavira was moved. He's always moved. Anybody in trouble or poor or weak or needy is always moved. There is no surprise. They did not even have to write this. I would know it. I would read it to you without the printed words. He was moved. Yeah, nothing new. How surprising, huh? So, turning back, he saw the approaching fireball from the compassionate heart of Shraman Mahavira, flowed a spontaneous stream of cool, pacifying energy. When the nectar glance of Mahavira fell on the fireball, it subsided. The angry hermit was astonished to see his fireball dead, extinguished. So he recognized Mahavira as a much greater and more benevolent power than he. So he said, "Pardon me, oh embodiment of benevolence." That is on the contrary of the abode of insects. You see? Yeah, you have to learn manner. Negative words hurt and make people also angry. If they're not angry, at least they feel pain, hurt. So we should be careful what we say, unless really necessary. If not necessary, keep quiet. If we cannot say something kindly, benevolently, beautifully, then don't say anything. If the situation does not ask for, then save it. But this ascetic, he was truly very educated. He was angry then, but he wasn't angry if Gaushalak did not provoke him time and time again and again. He already warned him to stop, he did not stop. So he got angry. But still, he has realization within him. He has spiritual education. So when he recognized somebody greater than him, he addressed him so reverently. That is the way we should always do. Yeah. When I was in the airport a few days ago, I always saw monks and nuns in the airport, and I always saved some money to offer. And I always call them reverend, yeah, or Maharaji, or Mataji. It depends on what religion they came from. If in Hindu, then I call them Mataji or Maharaji or Babu or Babaji or reverends. Is a Buddhist or anything, at least you call them reverends. Or if I see a Catholic, Christian monks or nuns, I always address them as father or mother. Yeah. And I bow and I put my head and bow myself before I say, "May I offer you something for your daily use?" Yes. And then I give. And they're always very, very happy. Yes. That's the way we should talk to someone who is trying their best against all temptation and trouble and obstruction in this world to be near God. Their best. Maybe their best is not the best, but that's their best. That's all they can do in their circumstances and their strength.